I hope nobody calls me in the middle of the interview.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, so we live now, man.
All
And
right.
I like to. Don't you introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, this is Brian Salzer, Operations Director, Joy 1340 and 98.7 FM.
So you guys know Jason Fields always with the head honchos.
How y'all doing? Robert Harris, Life Changing Ministries, bringing services and resources to this community with Jason Fields today.
I'm just here to run my mouth. So you guys all pay attention. Let me know. Let us know what you think. But whenever we're ready, man. I mean, I think
right.
I think with some of the things when you ready, we just go in.
Yeah.
I was listening to some barber shops, some guys, and they were talking about wanting to do more. And so one of the things for me is after coming through a lot of the stuff that I came through, alcohol dependency, and where I was at, man.
Yeah.
The question was, there's more to me than what I've been doing. Like I just been playing. And when I was going through all of it, man, I kept hearing, I was asking, why me? Why am I going? How did I get in all this
That's
mess?
right. That's
and
right.
all I kept hearing God say was, my grace is sufficient enough for you. I just kept hearing that. And it's a lot of us, man, that go through this stuff, and we know we better than where we at.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was just, how do I help people get to that point?
Right.
And giving the platforms where I'm at.
Right. This is what we want to do. Let's get Cindy in here so we can get on air and get this going, because I want to just touch on that, what you were just saying, as far as the why me, and because I went through some of the same changes.
Yep.
And one of the things that the Lord brought to my attention was I went through those things actually to get closer to Him. And with that being said, okay, here, let's go ahead and get our headphones on. Okay. No, we ready to go.
I think we ready.
Yeah.
Well, let's work.
Yeah, he got it live going on with Facebook. He gonna get it. He gonna fix it, get it right.
Yeah, not a problem. So what's up, Hank McGowan?
Hi. All
Hello.
right.
You can introduce yourself.
Oh, goodness.
This is the one that's giving us orders on the radio show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. All right. All I'm going to do here is just get that phone. I'm going to check that. And, Robert, you're a pro at this, so... Well, actually, you are probably, too. I just want these mics are a little bit touchy. Just want to keep it right under your
I won't touch the mic.
There you go.
So, Robert, man, between you and I'm gonna do this back and forth thing so people can see you and me, just get this thing started, man.
Yeah.
And thank you for inviting me, brother. I really appreciate it.
Like I said, Mr. Fields, your name been popping up all over the place. And the thing was, your name been popping up in the right places. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good thing. Because sometimes they don't pop up in the right place.
It ain't come from up under the rock, man.
Right.
So,
let's do that, please. Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, so once again, your name was popping up all over the place. And then I know that you out here doing things for the community. And that entrepreneur spirit is just working overtime, and I love it. But you're involved with some things, some education, if I'm correct. And what I wanted to do was come on to the show and introduce some of the services and the education piece that you're offering to the community.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, we were talking a little bit earlier about how we got to where we were.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've learned is that everything I went through prepared me for this. I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly, because today I'm a humble man today. Mm-hmm. I'm a grateful man today because of the things I went through. Yeah. And because of the people that I went through them with. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm so passionate about what I do today. Right. And what I do today is about services and resources. Yeah. We were just in here talking a little bit about, some folks, they talk a good game, mm-hmm. but they really ain't doing nothing. And the ministries to me, once again, is about resources and services, right, along with the Word of God. Yeah. We can't take him out of the equation. He is the equation. Right. And and everything that coming from him is long lasting. Yep. We were just talking about we could give somebody a fish, but if we teach them how to fish, you're in a whole different level. Yeah. And my thing is, I just want to introduce you to the Lord, where you can get a personal relationship going on with him. Your relationship, not my relationship, right, not Bishop so-and-so relationship, but your own personal relationship. And that's how we get to that place or get that question answered, why me?
I made a post. I was up at night and I made a post because it just came to me, and it was the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
For me, and I think what I've noticed is from people who have a real passion about what it is they do, mm-hmm. that at some point they've been through a lot. They've been through some pain. Yeah. Yeah. And even when you look at the Bible, and when you look at a lot of things, when you look at why Jesus came and who Jesus really kicked it with or hung out with, these weren't the highest or the best of the best. These were the worst of the worst. Yeah. And so I think that's the beauty and the glory of God, to take something that was broken, fix it, then have you work with him to show that if God can do it for Jason Fields, if God can do it for Robert Harris,
come on with it.
He definitely can do it for you. Yeah. Yeah. So now your ministry here right now is to reach the masses. My ministry is to reach the masses in the lane that we're in. Yeah. Business is my lane. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't approach anything without having that foundation of where God brought me from. Right. Because without that, man, and I was doing a speaking engagement, and I was talking to some young kids, and one of the young boys, great, beautiful young black male, he said, man, I was with you until you mentioned God. And I said, two things. One, I'm glad that you spoke up. Right. Two, this is all I know.
Come on with it.
When you come through the pain and the hell and the chaos and turmoil.
Come on with it now.
I can't help but tell you about it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Second is, I don't care that you don't like the fact that, because, no offense. Right. But until you start understanding that at some point in our lives, it's going to come down to a decision.
That's what it is.
It's going to come down to a decision. Just all the excuses is going to come down to a decision. How bad do you want it? Yeah. And do you believe God?
And do you
Only
believe
two decisions. Yeah. How bad do you want it, and will you believe God for it? Yeah. All the other stuff we be talking about is excuses, is nonsense. I was telling somebody else, I get racism exists. Right. I'm pissed off about it. I get it. Right. I understand that. Now what?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Right. What are you gonna do?
We all agree it exists.
That's right. That's right.
Now what you gonna do?
Now what are you going to do?
Your family tripping. Yep.
Yep.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
It comes back to, do you believe God, and how bad you want it?
Yeah.
And there is, when you look at all the successful people. For me, my lane is business. My lane is business, and I want to teach you how to be financial. I want to teach you how to do investment. That's my ministry. Yeah. Because to me, the best social program is a job.
Yeah. And the thing, that's a real ministry, though.
Yeah.
That's a real ministry.
Yeah, but I had to understand. You and I had to go through what we had to go through in order to get there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You wouldn't be here.
No.
At this moment in time, and it wouldn't be as good.
Believe
if you didn't go through what you had to go through.
Yes, sir.
The beauty of that is now your walk with God and how He uses you. you back to the original intent and your original purpose from the first place.
Come on with it, and just to go along with
by all means.
Yeah. I got to chime in on this one because the fact is, the Lord has made my struggles, my pain. I'm talking about my hurts, my disappointments, my platform today.
Yep.
This is what I'm living off of today. You understand? I mean, I'm here telling folks right now that a personal relationship with the Lord is a beautiful thing. And he's going to take everything that so-called held you down, stomached you up, or stopped you from being a person that you were created to be, and he's going to make it all right. It's amazing, like you just said, man. The Lord came and hung out with hookers and players. Yeah. I'm talking about Peter was a player. I'm talking about a tax collector was a player, man.
It was one of the haters, most
the haters. Listen here, that's the real deal. But God took it and took him to his real purpose.
Yep.
You know, and that's what happened with me. The personal relationship I got with God, he started letting me know what my real purpose was. You know, as a man first.
Yep.
Like you was talking to that young brother. You know, it's some basic things you got to get understood. If you're a male, you were created male. You're a man. That means you got certain kinds of responsibilities as a man.
Yep.
You know, you need to get out here and be productive, to lead, to guide, to produce, to create.
Right.
And I got to tell you, man, that devil, what he does, like you said, he is so good at acting like he ain't nowhere around.
Yep.
Like he ain't in the game. But he's the real deal.
It is, I think, I would submit that one of the reasons, I think one of the reason why people are not as successful as they want to be or they should be at a certain given point in time is you don't know your purpose. You don't know your purpose.
That's right.
And to me, the only real way you can connect to that is you have to connect to the source. You have to connect to
the
God.
Source.
You got to connect with God.
To the source.
And you have to understand the responsibility. So I'm one of them kind of people that I get irritated when I hear people misquote Bibles. Where I hear people misquote stuff, and when I hear people say stuff like, I'm doing this for the Lord. No.
Right.
It's the reason why I have an issue with that statement is because, one, God don't need you to do anything for him.
He don't need you to do nothing for him.
He God.
Yeah.
Two, you downplaying your responsibility.
You downplaying because we on this show because we doing it for the community.
You doing it for the community, and then we are elevated to we doing stuff with God.
Oh, there's no question about it.
If we are the children, he gives us, and that's the beauty.
Yeah.
He gives us the opportunity.
Yes.
To partner and work with them.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. That's like my father. When he raised me and my brother Jared, he did things with us.
Right.
He allowed us to come and work and do things with him.
Right.
Sometimes we didn't like it.
Right.
Sometimes we did.
Right.
But the beauty of it is it made us who we are today.
Right.
And so
it instilled
work ethic.
Come on with it.
It instilled that success is not, just some place you randomly end up at.
No, you got to work.
Manhood is not someplace you just randomly.
That's right. You got to mature.
There are a lot, there are a lot of things that we don't do. I think as a community, as men, because for some reason, some of us have lost our purpose or we've lost the way.
Yeah.
And so, if you start at the source, if you start at it, all starts and ends with God.
Yeah. It does.
Everything.
He's the beginning and the end.
Then you're able to walk in your purpose. You're able to tap into something that's greater than yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're doing what your purpose is, you're going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
And so every morning I pray, me and my fiance, we pray. And I always say, Lord, help us to glorify your name in everything that we say, see, and do.
Right.
Meaning that whatever action we take,
let
it be a reflection that we your children.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
And so, man, I think for me, the passion is, what can I do with the gifts that I have to help uplift the community.
Right.
And so I get phone calls all the time, man, about Jason. I just want to bump stuff off of you. I just want to.
Yeah,
if I can
that's part of the deal.
And I love that. I love that because people. Because that's people's perception that you want to know something, you want to bounce something. Call Jay Fields.
Yeah. Because he's gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you some real information.
I'm gonna tell you how, man. I'm gonna tell you. You know, it's not easy.
No.
And the first thing I'm gonna do is what I had to do. I'm gonna ask you, what are you doing about the situation?
Right. Your research.
What are you doing
that's right.
about the situation?
I'm one of them guys too where I get a number of calls of Robert, how to do this or where to go do this. See, but I done made it my point to point you to where you need to go get it done. And then I'm also going to let you know that you're going to have to put some work in.
Right.
I mean, you may have to fill some applications out. That means that you may have to make 10, 15, even 20 calls to get to the person who's going to help you get whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
Because I got to tell you, that's what I've done. And that's one of the things the Lord has instilled in me is that don't stop type of attitude. See, I thought when I did get right with the Lord, I thought he was going to take all this stuff away and I was going to be this square peg and you know what I mean? I got to walk funny, talk funny. You know, he said, no, man, you funny enough and I'm going to use all that funny stuff for my glory to help these folks out here that's going through the same things that you've been through.
Yeah.
You know, because you understand them.
You know, I think that's, and I want to do some of the teaching moments and things that I do when I'm teaching people. One is, I always tell people who wants to be business owners, and I speak the truth. And starting a business, that's easy. That's just paperwork.
That's paperwork.
That's you go to the Department of Financial Institutions. You pay them $130.
Is it $130?
It's $130. I think if you do it online, you get an EIN number.
Come
it's
on,
free.
Yeah.
Then you go to irs.gov.
Yeah.
You done started your business.
Yeah.
That's not the hard part. The hard part is growing it. The hard part is sustaining it.
Maintaining.
The hard part is making
Come on
it
with
work.
it. That's right.
That's the hard part.
That's right.
And so get out of the mindset that, starting it is hard. Because what happens is people defeat themselves before they even start. So you done talked yourself out of something that God had already laid out for you, and you moved away from it.
And by the time you get in the so-called middle of it, you through. You didn't put this work in, and because you're not believing in what you're doing, the thing is, you got to have the energy to go out here, man, and get some doors slammed in your face, get some doors open. I mean, see, being a business owner is a whole lot different than a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being a business owner mean that I might be up for a week.
Yeah.
Getting it in, and I might only make $20 in that whole week that I've been hustling and bustling my butt off.
Right.
But I gotta tell you, I done laid some groundwork for that $200,000. I done laid some real groundwork for that that flood. You know what I mean? Because once it started moving and grooving and you didn't put your work into it, I tell you, you can actually step back, and then all you have to do is manage it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of folks come in, especially in business. That management piece is so important. And having good people around you.
That is actually, I always talk to people about having the right people around you is harder than what it looks like.
Oh, it is.
It is one of the most difficult, one of the most hardest things you'll do because God ain't the only entity or person that sends people your way.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so you get yoked or attached to the wrong people.
That's right.
So I always tell people you really got to look at where do you want to be, and understand the obstacles that you're gonna have to face.
Right.
Right. So it all starts with your mindset. That number one, if God brought you to it, He can bring you through it.
Yeah.
So you got to adopt that.
Yeah.
Second, understand that you're gonna have obstacles, and those obstacles are gonna come in the forms of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And typically they come in the forms of people that's closest to you.
No doubt
how many
about
times, Robert, have you probably, I'm gonna do this radio show. Oh man, why you want to do that? Why you? And the people that you think should be happy for you, should be holding you down.
The ones, especially them.
They are the people that put the most doubt and fear in you.
Yeah.
And so knowing, you got to understand, I know that's going to come.
Yeah.
But as my pastor, Julius Malone, New Testament says, you got to continue to feed your faith.
That's
you got to continue to motivate yourself to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Because once you stop, then you dead in the water.
Yeah. You know, it was my mother, man. It was my mother who, I got to tell you, I'm giving just mad shout-outs to right now. She's gone right now. But I remember, man, I used to get all these old ideas. I remember I was going into real estate to be a realtor. And, you know, I mean, here it is. I got a felony background. And, you know, I'm talking about, you know, but I go to Mom. I say, listen, Mom, this is what I'm going to do right here. And she say, okay, baby, go do it. Right. You know, anything that I would take to her, she would support me and encourage me, no matter how big it looked to everybody else. Yeah. You know, especially from where I come from. You know, I come from them bricks. I come from them old streets there, and I wasn't playing in them out there. And they didn't play with me either, though. Right. Let's not get it twisted.
It's a two-way street. That's a two-way street.
That's why I'm trying to be a good dude today, for real, because I know, you know, some of the consequences that go along with it. But my mama, man, she always, you know, she was one person who I could go lay down my ideas and my plans to, man, and she would look at me like it's already done, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? My brothers, or some of my sisters, especially at the time, you know, younger coming up, you know, they looking at it like, man, you ain't going to do nothing but go out here, man. You know what you finna do, so on and so forth. But Mom, man, and she gave me that confidence. And another thing that she would always put it, just trust in the Lord, baby. Yeah. Just trust in the Lord.
Because what your mind, even the Bible says this, you know, as a man thinketh, so is he. You know what I mean? So it all is based off of how you perceive yourself. Yeah. How you perceive the power of God. Yeah. For example, my mother, we mentioned mother. My mother used to tell me and my brother, you can do anything. And in fact, when we used to use the word can't, she would stop.
Oh, yeah.
And my father would always chime in and say, but you know, you got to have a plan. So he was always more technical.
Now, see, that was my part.
Yeah.
The planning dude.
Yeah, he was always more technical. Yeah. That you got to have a plan. And even today, when I'm teaching folks, I'm saying you got to have a plan. You got to write it down.
Yes, you do. You got to look at it.
If you don't see it, then you don't have the power to manifest it, because to one degree it shows that you're not really serious about it. Yeah. And so I always tell people, I always try to gauge how serious are you about what you're talking to me about. Right. You know, well, Jason, I'm tired of being broke. Are you?
Well, show me something.
Because if you are, you're going to take steps to change it.
That's right.
So show me, what steps have you taken to change it?
What have you planned? What steps have you planned to take?
What's the vision? Yeah. Where do you want to be at?
Come on with it.
And so, again, and then I think a lot of things, and the good thing about what you're doing is a lot of stuff that we're saying is, all of it is biblically based. Yeah. Where there is no knowledge, where there is no vision, people perish. So if you don't want to perish, then what's the vision? Where do you want to end up?
That's right.
Again, it goes back to Creflo Dollar wrote a book, and it was like defeating the power or the spirit of fear. And then he talks about how doubt and fear are like Batman and Robin. Doubt comes first. So before you fear something, you have to doubt something first. You have to either doubt yourself or you have to doubt what God can do for you. So as soon as you do that, then fear comes in either the shape of somebody you know, somebody you love and respected.
You done put it out there. You done gave them that power.
You done opened it up. So to your listening audience, to the people here, I try to not be around a lot of negative folk.
Right.
Because it rubs off on you.
It really do.
Them spirits jump off.
Yeah, man. You listen here. You talking about not being? I'm running from you. Listen here. I'm telling you right now. If you pull up on me with a sad face, you know, and a sob story, I'm running. You know. Now, if you pull up on me and you're looking for some assistance, I got your back. But with all that other stuff, oh no. Hey, I'm glad you had brought up Creflo. OTD Jakes, man. I like the man, a lot. And I read one of his called Maximize the Moment.
Okay.
And there was a chapter in there that I always go to, and the chapter is called A Place Called There. And he talked about like Michael Jordan, a lot of the superstars, and how they was in that place called there when in their prime. And they doing it, you know what I mean? I mean, they playing it, but they also shooting 1,000 free throw shots and running around the track and doing everything that it needed to be done to get to that place called there. I'm on my way there, y'all. You better come on with it. Old Jason Field, I think he's there already too.
It's a few more deals I gotta put together. I'm close. I'm on the road. So I'm gonna stop this.